last week in the comments it got a little intense when someone mentioned that they thought I had too many belongings and that my belongings were holding me back. I think one of the most challenging things we do is try to find pillows that are going to match a quilt. Alright, I am looking for pinks, peaches, and grays, and burgundy. This pillow is a lot more whimsical and cheerful. I really love it. I would grab it in a heartbeat if it just had gray in it.
There are stains on your photo, little cracks on your rusty frame, stuck in the mud, oh, but it's okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go way, way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come. Oh, I've got you. You grew old in suburbia, where pretty demons never show, shifting shapes in millenniums, but you're okay. I don't have the pieces of your home, buried in the flashbacks. All these wicked nightmares have gone cold. Now we go way, way back, as far as way back goes. Still standing by your side. You know I'll be right here when all the monsters come.
Hey everybody, I'm so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a great week. And I also wanted to say a special welcome to my new subs this week. I'm so glad you found me. You came over from my one-bedroom apartment tour, so I'm so glad you enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoy the channel. You know, I do a lot of skincare and makeup for ladies over 60. I love fashion, and I do a lot of crazy thrifting videos. I love those. And I talk a lot about my life. You know, being a lady in her 60s and being single, and you know, I share my life with you. So I hope you enjoy it. And I tell you, one thing that you're gonna really love is the ladies that belong to this channel. They are absolutely fantastic. And if you are feeling a little bit down, they'll find a way to lift you up. They do me every single week. So I'm so glad you're here. You know, this video is going to be really cool. I want to tackle a lot of things. I want to go over some of the tweaking that I had to do with my bedroom. And we go on a shopping trip to HomeGoods, and so it was fun to take you with me. And I also want to answer a few very intense questions that you posed to me last week about why am I moving, and I need to clear the air about that a little bit. I was so touched last week to read so many of your stories about moving. So many of you are downsizing. As you know, some of you are doing it because you want to, and some of you are doing it because you have to. And so I think the more we can share these tips and tricks together on how to make a house a home, especially when you're going from a house to an apartment, yeah, I think that's something we need to do this year, do some videos on this. But you know what? The number one thing that so many of you are concerned about is, why am I moving? If I seem to love my apartment so much, why am I moving? And you guys were so sweet, but you acted, you know, a little bit like you were a little bit worried about me. I want to quickly explain why I am moving. And I love this apartment so much. And I have been here 7 years in September. But what I have found is, you know, I'm 64 years old and I don't have the greatest back. I know that doesn't sound very glamorous, does it? But lugging laundry, to a laundry room or a laundromat, that's just, I'm over that. In my new apartment, I will have my own washer and dryer. I will have my own laundry room. So that's really going to save a lot of wear and tear on my back, not to mention the time that it's going to free up and a little bit of money. Also in the new apartment, which is only a couple of miles away, I will have a bigger kitchen. I will have a carport. I will have a larger living room area, and best of all, I will have a screened-in porch that overlooks the water. So Desi and I can just drift off on summer evenings and think deep thoughts, or not, but all of that, all of the bonuses and amenities that I'm gonna get at my new apartment, it's gonna run me about $100 more a month. And so I weighed all the pros and cons, and I just thought this is the right thing for me to do.
Oh wow, I love that. That's only $400. That would fit in my new bedroom just perfectly.
Another question I wanted to make sure that I talked about today is moving and making an apartment feel like home. And last week I got so many letters and messages from you all and comments, and you were talking about how you're moving to, sometimes you're relocating to another city to be by your children, or because you lost your husband, or because of an illness you have to downsize. And so there was the questions were all coming from this place of anxiety of, oh my gosh, am I going to make it? And so I just wanted to take this moment to just share with you, 3 or 4 things that I did, because I felt every single thing that you're feeling. I came from a very large homes actually, and I adored my husband, and I was so brokenhearted after my divorce. I didn't have any money. I mean, I had nothing. And there were certain things I did that made a difference, and I want to go through them with you right now. And they might sound trivial, but for me, they were lifelines for me. And number one was when I moved into my small apartment, I dug deep and I got pictures of my family, all the pictures that I loved of my family, and I changed them up. I dug deeper. I got different pictures of my mom and my grandfather and my children, and I bought new frames in my favorite color, and I put them all over. But I mean, even though it was an old song, it was a new way to play it. It felt like a fresh start. I was surrounded by the people that I've loved all my life, but it was a fresh start. And there's nothing like putting brand new pictures of your family in frames that you love. The second thing that I did was find out what my favorite color was and then go for it, even on a budget. And it's funny, but when I would buy clothes and I would buy furniture, I wouldn't buy these things in my favorite color, my favorite comforting color. I bought what I thought was good taste. Oh, that tan couch is just lovely. That black jacket is just... No. I decided that to heck what people think. Teal is my favorite color, so I'm going to start buying things in teal and grays and pinks and just surround myself with my favorite color. And I know it sounds like a small thing, but when you walk into a room and you see your favorite color, yeah, it makes a huge difference in your mood. And the third thing is splurging. And sometimes, you can't splurge on your kitchen and your living room and your laundry room and your porch or whatever, If you're anything like me, you're going to do maybe one room a year. But what I did was I picked one room, my bedroom, and I was going to make that bed so luxurious. I wanted, okay, maybe I was kind of poor, but I didn't want my bed to be poor. I wanted my bed to be like the Queen of Sheba. beautiful, high thread count sheets and a beautiful comforter and a beautiful quilt and shams and throw pillows. And I just went for it. 4-poster bed. I wanted, okay, I have a 2-poster bed. Maybe it's 4. I don't know. But I chose that the first thing that I see in the morning when I get up is my bed. So I wanted it to be glamorous and comfortable and beautiful. So I splurged on my bed. And at night, after a long, hard, sometimes sad day, to walk into a bedroom and like, whoa, it looks like something out of a magazine. Yeah. It did so much for my morale. And QVC, I just bought, I'm showing you this quilt I just bought off of QVC, 3 easy pays, some beautiful throw pillows I got at HomeGoods. But you can do so much with so little. And the rewards you reap from it they're the best. And so I think, yeah, pick out something you splurge. And maybe you don't want to splurge on a Queen of Sheba bed. Maybe you want to splurge on beautiful pots and pans for your kitchen that make, cooking at night, make you feel so comforted. Or maybe a sexy couch. So, when you go out on your dates, you can, I don't know, have something to lounge on. It's all up to you. But I would just say pick a splurge. And go for it. I was giving my bedroom a little mini makeover, but things didn't arrive in time for me to show you in my video last week, so I thought I would sneak it in this video. I wanted to show you the quilt and the shams that I got. This is the special value from QVC.
I'm really happy with this purchase. This isn't a high-end quilt. It's not really even a quilt. It's just a bed covering, but it's very, very well done, and I think the stitching is very, very beautiful. These pillows were fun to pick out. I think one was a success, and I think one perhaps was a fail. I really love this one. I think of my bedroom as my sanctuary, my special place. I like it to be as beautiful as possible. I just sometimes can't express to you how much I appreciate it when you ask me how Bill is doing. Bill is the man that I was married to for almost 20 years. And he is very ill, and he is in hospice at a nursing home. I get to see him 2 to 3 times a week, and we especially had a wonderful visit this past week. And we got to recite a lot of Robert Frost. That's one of his favorite poets. And Bill was a writer, and so literature means a lot to him. And of course, that was our bond. Another thing I wanted to mention is last week in the comments it got a little intense when someone mentioned that they thought I had too many belongings and that my belongings were holding me back from healing and getting on with my life and being a happier person. All that. And there were some lovely ladies who kind of jumped in and said, well, maybe that's true. Maybe she does have a few too many belongings, but it's Susan's choice when she feels enough is enough. When I moved here about 7 years ago, I was only about 57 years old. I was in rough shape, I was kind of a skinny kid, actually. And I moved in with my blind dog, Cooper, and that was 2012, and it was a terrible winter that year. And I had some good jackets and coats, but nothing terribly warm. So I would go out there and take Cooper out in the snowstorm and just freeze. And one of my neighbors kept seeing this.
All right, so to set the scene, we're talking about Michigan and winter and a blizzard, and I get a knock on my door, and I've only been here a couple months, and I didn't even know the gal's name who knocked on my door. And she said, "Hi, my name is May, and I want to give you this." And in her hand was a long, warm winter coat, a down coat. I still own it. It's the warmest coat I have ever had in my entire life. And I said, "Oh, no, I couldn't accept that coat. I'm fine. You know, Cooper and I'll make do. You know, we're fine." And she said, "No, I insist. You have to take this coat." And she seemed kind of crabby about it. And, you know, I was new to the building, and I was grateful. I was so grateful to get that coat. And it was so warm with a hood, and I could tie it, and so Cooper and I could go out there and brace the elements and be just fine. And that made me feel like home. And I only bring this up because I still own that coat. And even though I want to have a big life and do a lot of things in the coming years, there's going to be a time in my new apartment where I look out the window and I'm going to see a skinny gal out there that has nothing. And she's going to be in the snow with her dog. And I'm going to knock on her door. And I'm going to say, "My name is Susan, and I want to give you this coat." And she's going to take it. I want so much to pay my life forward for all the good fortune that I have had over these last years. I want to pay it forward. And I think so many things happen for a reason. And so when somebody says your belongings bring you down, that may be true, but sometimes your belongings, they lift you up and you rise above. And you pay it forward.
You know, I think there is a part of me that probably can't quite get with the times, because it does appear that people are choosing their art to match the colors of their room and not so much the mood or the artist or the story behind the painting. You know, this is just me, but I don't want my artwork to match my room like a pair of shoes.
I loved every minute I got to spend with you today. I hope you enjoyed our trip to HomeGoods, and have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Dez, okay? All right, it's a deal.
Another winter has come and gone, and it's spring again, and the cherry trees are in bloom, and the bees have arrived. It's like this beautiful symphony we get to hear before the summer arrives.